We're over in Bush Barn for their event with Gretchen Carnaby, and we're still talking about Deepwood. So, you had to run over here earlier. It's a busy day, but tell me a little bit more about the Deepwood Gardens history.
The gardens were installed, the Lord Schryvver gardens, the historic gardens were installed between 1930 and 1940. And that was the period of time that Lord and Schryvver were actually involved with Alice Brown. We came on the site in 2002. The Deepwood gardeners, as we told earlier, were involved early on in some restoration work in the historic garden, but we came in with the willingness and the expertise to do research in the archives down at the University of Oregon. So in addition to Ruth and my studying Lord and Schryvver Gardens, we also spent eons of hours down in the archives at the University of Oregon at the Knight Library in the special collections area. So that's essentially the history.
And the Lord and Schryvver Gardens, what exactly does the Salem community contribute to keeping it intact? Who's in charge of the gardening, and how is it maintained according to sort of historical where things were?
Well, the city owns the property, and the city does basic maintenance, but like mowing the lawns and pruning the boxwood and pruning a few of the larger woody plants. But the rest of the maintenance on the whole property is done by volunteers. And that's where we came in. And we are the ones who are bringing the historical context in more detail to the property. And we are the ones that are installing that, the volunteers, that is, the Lord and Schryvver gardeners. We are installing it and maintaining it.
Great. And how can volunteers get involved with Lord and Schryvver if they want to help renovate one of these places?
Well, if they want to, folks want a garden, then anyone can go to our website and get information on how to get involved, because we have events that we put on, so we need support during those events, as well as gardening. Every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock from 9 to noon, we garden in the Lord and Schryvver style.
All right, we're done at Deepwood, and we want to thank Lord and Schryvver's Gretchen and Ruth for helping us take this wonderful tour. And now we're checking out the event that's happening today at Bush Barn, the birthday celebration, and we're going to talk about the events and gallery. Let's check that out. All right, we're over here at Bush Barn, and we're here with Ross Sutherland. Tell us about the history of Bush Barn and the Bush Park.
Well, the Bush Barn Arts Center moved into this building in 1965. It's the original barn that was remodeled after a fire, and it allowed the Salem Art Association to move their gallery and office space out of the Bush House and over to the historic barn. And it's coming up on its 50th anniversary in a couple of years, so...
That's great. And tell us about some of the events, like what's happening today.
Today we're celebrating Mr. Bush's birthday with complimentary tours and free birthday cake for people. And so we have tours going every 15 minutes, and we leave from the Bush Barn Arts Center in the Camas Gallery, where we have Jim Southworth's show, and walk over to the house, and we point out different things: the ice house, the conservatory, which is open today, and some of the things on the back of the house, like the old wood room, a structure that looks like a water tower, which is actually an elevator, and kind of familiarize people with the idea of this property as a farm with 100 acres, because a lot of people see it as the park, and they may be familiar with either the Bush House or the Bush Barn, but they don't always sort of really understand it as a farm residence.
What do you share with the community about this historic landmark?
Well, the Bush property actually was purchased by the Bush family in 1860, and it has a long history in Salem, and at that time it was on the southern end of town. And so what we like to do is share with people the information about the history of the Bush family, and then of course the Bush house itself, which has a lot of their original furnishings, original wallpaper, and also the legacy of the Bush family, which is part of the reason that Bush Park exists, is that the Bush family wanted it to be a reminder of Mr. Bush's life in Salem as a newspaperman and as a banker, and also to share with them that it's a real living legacy. I mean, people come here and picnic. We have photos on the porch. So it's really a place where the community gathers. And of course, they come for art fair every summer. There's a lot of private events here, and also different events at McCullough Stadium nearby, and picnics and all kinds of things. So it's really a very lively place. So we kind of let people know why the property is the way it is and how it got here. So.
All right, we've had a wonderful day at first Deepwood and now Bush Park. I want to thank my camera guy, Christian, for helping out today. And we want to thank the awesome interviewees, people like Ross Sutherland. Hello. And definitely encourage you to visit Bush Park and Deepwood. Thanks for watching Exploring Salem. See you next time. All right, now we're standing in front of Bush Barn, and we're going to be taking a new battery that Christian just handed me so I don't have to rush this. In Bush Barn for a different event from today, we're here with Ross Sutherland. All right, we're over at...
We're over at the Bush Barn Arts Center. I'm here with Abby Brokaw.
Great, and what are some of... Sorry, I was distracted.
Some of that is
blooper reel. Blooper reel. Okay, sorry. You come in. And Ross Sutherland, who did a wonderful interview with us earlier. Visit Bush Park. Well, we're finished over at Deepwood. We were on the
And when you look down it, you'll notice when Abby's not in the way that